So welcome everyone. We are thrilled that you are here. The AI revolution is also here and it's officially upon us, isn't that right?
That is right. And that's what we're going to be speaking about today. How to simplify your life with AI.
Yeah, so you're going to reclaim your time, reclaim your life and your freedom. So as top leaders in the tech and business world are saying right now, we don't have years to adapt to this era. We have literally, I don't think it's even months, it's days, isn't it?
That is true, yeah. It's just, you have to be on top of it right now.
But I know and I hear you right now because that can all feel too overwhelming. Overwhelming hearing that we need to be up with the latest trend, we need to get on board with these tools, otherwise you're going to get left behind. So one of the biggest questions we hear in our community is, how am I supposed to keep up with all of these changing tools and trends when I barely have time to make dinner?
It's a good question.
But AI is moving incredibly fast. If you log on to social media, there's lots of noise, there's lots of hype, there's even panic around which tools to use, isn't there? So today we're hitting the pause button and we're going to help hopefully give you some tips and tools and strategies to simplify your life with AI. Is that you there, that to-do list? Another late night, urgent.
Before AI, we didn't have any tools available apart from hard work really and filling our time with monotonous tasks, but now we have the opportunity to actually simplify our lives. And a lot of us have taken advantage of that already, but what we're going to do, for those of you who may not know how or haven't had the time to research how to do it yet, we're going to show you just a few ways in which you can actually reclaim your time and take back some freedom, even if it's freeing up 5 hours or 10 hours a week, just to take back some of that time so you can spend it with your family, you can spend it on yourself, you can spend it more wisely, rather than doing that monotonous task that maybe has been taking up your time up until now.
So, overwhelming or opportunity? Because AI is here, it's evolving rapidly, and people are perhaps just feeling just overwhelmed by too much information, too many tools, and they just don't know which ones to do.
Exactly, and I think up until now it has been overwhelming for a lot of people. I think, like I said, a lot of people, they recognise it as an opportunity, but maybe not understand quite how it's an opportunity for them. Maybe they think it's too technical or that there's too much of a learning curve, but with tools, you know, we all know about ChatGPT, we all know about Gemini.
Do we all know?
Well, we all know that they exist. We may not have used them, we may not make the most use of them, but we know that they exist. So the aim of today is to show you exactly how you can use those tools to free up that time in your life. It is here, it is evolving rapidly, and it can feel like you've been left behind, can't it?
Absolutely.
But I think the main point of today for us is to tell you that you have not been left behind at all, and it's not a huge learning curve like everyone thinks.
And social media is full of noise and panic, isn't it? And it's that you've got to have this, you've got to have this, and it's which one do I do? But before we do anything and dive into anything a bit more deeper, I want to just do a quick time leak audit for you, because you spoke about helping people at the end of today getting back 5 hours, 10 hours of their time. So I want everyone to just go into the chat right now, or just on a piece of paper. It'd be great if you could interact with us, because our team, back end are monitoring the chat facility. But what is the one daily, and this could be for you, Kane, as well, daily or weekly task that drains your energy? And I want people to put that in the inbox. What time, we're doing a time leak audit. What do you spend your time on that you wish you didn't, that you wish you could perhaps automate?
Well, for me, there's so many things that I use AI for now, obviously in my work. But I mean, at home, even now I use it. And one of the things was just the weekly shop. Doing the weekly shop, I used to go to the supermarket and actually do my shopping.
Still do. There's no robot doing that for me.
I know a lot of people still do. I have now moved to online shopping, but
have you?
Yeah, and the reason for that is because AI actually automates my entire shopping list for me.
So it's just like a repeat order, and then you can just tweak it.
Yeah, and even further than that, based on the meals that I want to make, I can tell my AI, so I use Gemini a lot. It's my AI
I think we'll
choice.
talk of the tools later, won't we?
Yeah,
About what we
but
use.
just as an example, so I tell it exactly what recipes I want to make, and then it gives me a shopping list. I feed that into the Tesco or Sainsbury's or whoever you shop with, and then from there, your basket's full. You don't have to walk around the supermarket anymore.
I don't know. For me, I know that's saving time for you. But for me, I like to see which bananas I'm getting, which checking that you're not getting the loaf of bread that's just going to run out tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
You go to the back of the thing and pick out the latest, the later date. But a time leak audit. If we've got anything in the chats there from our people, it could be organising your inbox. It could be like you, meal planning, trying to research a purchase. What do you buy someone who's got everything, kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Have we got anything in the chats at the moment? No, so we'll move on. But time poverty is real.
Yep, it is.
We all want more time. That's the only one thing you cannot buy. You cannot buy time.
But now you can actually save yourself more time. Before, people were talking about saving money, making cuts. You don't need to buy this, don't need to buy that. Now you can actually free up your time by using different AI tools to actually free up time and take some of that time back for yourself.
Yeah, and that's the paradigm shift that we want you to make today. And that's not being afraid of using AI to do personal tasks. It's not a robot coming to replace you. Think of it as your second brain, a highly capable digital intern who works for free 24/7. So that's what we want to work on today, is that complete paradigm shift of not being afraid and really embracing AI and seeing it as an opportunity. Yeah?
Exactly.
So like we said, reclaim your time, simplify your life, stop struggling with where to start. Tonight you're going to learn about simple free systems to get hours back in your week, and the goal is time freedom.
Yes.
Not just more productivity.
No, not just more productivity.
Is the slides not showing? We've moved on the slides. No? Can you all see the slides? Reading long emails, we've got planning healthy meals.
Let's just try and fix the slides for you guys. So let's just see if we can do this for you now. So just let us know. Yeah.
Has it moved on?
We've got the thumbs up from our team. Sorry about that, guys. So this was the last slide that we just read through. So we spoke through most of it, so you'll understand what the meaning of the slide was. And we'll just move on to the current one. We only missed one out, so it's not too big of a deal.
Yeah.
So we're right here. So stop struggling with where to start with AI. We're going to teach you some simple free systems to get back hours in your week. And like Michelle said, it's not just time. It's time freedom, not only more productivity. So
we don't want to be cramming more into your work day. We want to be
not
simplifying it and looking for time freedom. So we want you to use AI to handle the heavy lifting, so you can be more human and do the things you love doing more.
Exactly.
Go on to the next. There, click the arrow. Yeah, are we on?
We are on. So AI is your personal assistant, and it is not a threat. And I think this is where a lot of people get mixed up about what AI is. Obviously, AI is probably the most fastest advancing piece of software technology, however you want to look at it, in probably ever. Right?
I think this is the new revolution.
Yeah, nothing has ever advanced as quickly as AI, and it scared a lot of people.
It's a bit like when computers came in the 90s.
Yeah.
The World Wide Web, that was a huge revolution, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And this is the next big revolution. So, if people aren't getting in on the AI, you are going to be left behind.
And people were scared of the internet at the start, right?
Yeah, people were scared of the big World Wide Web. Wow, the thought of ordering your shopping online was not even heard of.
No.
So performing a time leak audit, what daily, weekly tasks drain your energy? We've touched upon that. Hopefully we're going to get a paradigm shift in thinking of AI as your second brain or your digital intern. and using AI for heavy lifting, feeling, allowing you to be more human, doing the things you love doing, spending time with family, and instead of looking through your inbox.
Exactly, because that is what, at its core, it is meant for. It's meant to be an assistant to you. It's meant to help you with daily life, not replace you and not replace other people. It's meant to automate those monotonous tasks so that you can actually spend more time doing the things that you love with the people that you love.
So this is the most educational part of the webinar that we're going to share with you, because the reason most people fail with AI is, or they get frustrated or they quit, is because they treat it like a traditional search engine like Google.
Exactly.
And they just type easier dinner recipes or
Yep.
easy dinner recipes into AI, and that's like a real level 1. That's like just using AI as a search engine. If you want to go to the next level and get real results, context is key. So Kane, we're going to talk about the context challenge.
Yes. So context for an AI LLM, as they're known, a language model, or just call it a language model for ease of understanding, is everything. So context is the most important thing. You have to give your AI tool context so that it knows exactly what you want and it can help you the best way.
So it's, I suppose, like treating it like a real life AI assistant.
Exactly. If you were speaking to a personal assistant, an actual other human being, you wouldn't say to them,
Easy dinner recipes.
Easy dinner recipes. You'd say, hey, I'm looking at starting this new diet. Take the keto diet, for example. I'm looking at starting the keto diet. Have you got any experience with it? So this is how you would speak to a person. But when you want something from an AI program, you would say, tell me the pros and cons. What would a normal dinner look like for me? And give me a meal plan for the week, and it will do that for you.
I guess it's like, instead of, if you're planning a holiday, just typing into a Google search engine vacation ideas.
Yeah.
When actually you need to give it your budget, how much you want to spend, how long you want to go away for. Do you want a beach holiday, a city holiday? You wouldn't just go vacation ideas.
No.
Because you could end up with skiing. That's something you probably didn't want to do. So
Exactly.
it's putting context to it then, isn't it? That's what you're saying is essential.
Yes, definitely. You have to tell it what you want and explain it as though almost you are speaking to a person, and it will give it that context in order to give you a really good answer.
So we've got a strategy we want to share with you called the 2mm rule of prompting, and we call it prompting. So what you put into your search engine, what you put into the AI assistant, is what you call a prompt. And that prompt, we're going to share a new strategy called the 2mm rule for powerful prompts.
Exactly, and this shift in how you actually prompt your AI tool will give you 10 times better results. And this is based on the RCE formula, which is shown on the slide in front of you. So it's the role, the context, and the expectation. So when you give your AI a role, it knows who it's supposed to be and how it's supposed to answer you. So, Michelle, you can see it there. Who is the AI being?
So in this example, it says act as a world-class travel agent. So it's going back to my vacation holidays, isn't it?
Exactly. So you're telling it who you want it to be and who you want it to answer you like.
And then the context is exactly your situation.
Yes.
So describing exactly what you want, what your situation is, you're giving context to it. I have a budget of £1,500 for a 10-day holiday in the sun, close to the beach, and you give it all of the context for a family of 4.
Yes.
That's the context.
And that's probably the most important part of your prompt. And then the expectation is telling it what format do you want back. Do you want a bulleted itinerary like in that example? Do you want
the top 3?
Exactly, yeah, the top 3. How do you want it to give you the information back that you're asking for? You can get AI to give you a full itinerary for a 5-day holiday in Greece, but you have to tell it that that's what you want.
So when you combine role, context, and expectation, the AI stops being a generic robot and becomes a personalized expert for you. And here's a pro tip for those of you who are always on the go: use the voice mode on the mobile AI apps.
Yeah.
So when you're driving, folding laundry or doing your dishes, you could literally dictate, brain dump, the chaos that's in our brains literally while you're doing those mundane tasks.
Yeah, and you can speak to an AI model for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and it will contextualize everything that you've just said and give it back to you in a well formatted way. We've had Siri on our iPhones, we've had Hey Google on our Androids,
Alexa.
and this is Alexa, and this is one step forward from that. We've had AI before, we've had it already, we
already have it.
Exactly, we just didn't know that this was now the next step of the AI revolution.
Yeah, it's taken it to another level because Siri's been around for ages, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he's always listening. Sometimes Siri goes off and it's, what do you want, Michelle? They're called smartphones for a reason, aren't they? They are smart. They are always listening.
And this plays into what we said earlier about that fear of AI. There's nothing to be scared of because we've had it. We've had it before. We've all had it on our phones since the day you bought an iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
So I really don't think there's actually anything to be scared of here. It's to be embraced. If you've ever used Siri before, then you know how to use an AI tool.
Even directions, maps, Google Maps, directions in your phone. You type it in. It even gives you live updates of traffic jams. AI is here and it's here to stay, and it's only going to just evolve even more. But like I said, brain dumping, that chaos in your brain, it could be the whole list of things that you need to do while you're washing up the dishes. I need to email my boss, I need to buy a gift for Sarah, I need to figure out dinner, I need to remember to drop off something for the kids at school. Whatever it may be, you can ask the AI to organise that into a prioritised list.
Yeah, just by giving it a role and saying, act as my personal assistant, giving it some context, telling it exactly, running down a list like Michelle just did.
There we go.
And then telling it, make me a to-do list for tomorrow. And by that point, it will answer you with a well-formatted to-do list for tomorrow. And there you go. You used to have to write this down on your calendar, and now you have it in actual note form. You've just saved yourself 10 minutes.
Yeah. Do you know what? I still like writing things down. Yeah, but it's great for capturing things that are in your head.
Yeah.
And giving it back to you for you to then have your list if you still like your to-do list. Because I like a to-do list.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter if I've brain dumped it and given it to AI to do that list for me.
Yeah.
So now that we've established, context is key, we're going to help you get some faster results.
Yes.
So what are the repetitive, draining tasks in your life that you can delegate right now? And we're going to break this down into 3 pillars. The first pillar, we're going to look at household and health. So it could be like you said, taking a photo of ingredients and then let AI create you a 3-day meal plan and your shopping list.
Yeah, so this takes what I said to the next level. So now the AI can actually integrate photo and video, and it's got so sophisticated with that.
Mm-hmm.
You can have foods on the table. You can take a photo of it and say, what meal's going to make from this? Because sometimes you look at those odds and ends in the fridge at the end of the week and you don't really know what you can make. And then you take a photo and you get a suggestion back, and it's amazing. And then that will save you time trying to decide what to do for dinner, or maybe give you an idea that you would have never had.
My mum used to call that a potpourri. She used to just, whatever was left at the end of the week, bung it all into a dish and make something from nothing, kind of thing.
But if as you can see on the slide, just on the left hand side, when you apply RCE, you can actually specify desired preferences. If you are on a low carb diet, or if you don't like certain vegetables like broccoli, or you want it under a certain budget, or if you are just looking at the foods that you've got there, you can actually specify that, and it will take that into account and give you it back.
And that's the context, isn't it?
Exactly.
I've got this amount to spend. What can I make with the contents in my fridge?
Yes.
Or I'm on a low carb diet. What can I make with the contents of my fridge?
Or if you want it to be ready in less than 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Or if you want or if you want a high class elevated dish, then these are the things that you can specify, and you'd be amazed at the results that you get back.
Another one there is the parental peace assistant, isn't it? Drafting emails to teachers, helping you understand how many parents just don't get their children's homework.
Exactly.
They get to probably age 8 and think, I can't do this anymore. Maths has got too hard. English has got too hard. I need help. AI can help explain those homework concepts. It can even, I love this one, generate customized bedtime stories.
I've been doing that for the last 2 years.
Have you?
Since the first time I downloaded ChatGPT onto my phone, I've been generating customized bedtime stories for my boys and inserting them into their own bedtime stories. It's amazing. You can tell them to write a bedtime story about your child who's 8 and your child who's 13, and they are rally car drivers and they're in a race, and then it will give you a whole bedtime story back. It's absolutely incredible.
That's fabulous, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's eliminating decision fatigue, isn't it? Or
Yeah.
coming up with the ideas. And there is this notion though about the use of the brain, isn't there?
There is, and I think you have to be careful about trying not to
Rely on it.
Rely on it, exactly. These suggestions that we're giving you essentially enhance your life, your
Time.
your daily tasks. They enhance it. If you make the same 7 dinners every week,
Mm-hmm.
and then you say these are the ingredients I buy every week because they're within my budget, what's a new dinner that I can make? Well then, hey, you've just enhanced your life. If you say generate me a customized bedtime story for my kids, I mean, how else are your children going to get a bedtime story that's got them in it? These are just enhancements to your daily tasks that otherwise you wouldn't be able to do. Or you would have to spend a lot of time arranging to do. And these can be done in 30 seconds.
That's clever. So there's 3 tips there for your kind of household health. You can ask AI anything in terms of, saving time.
Yeah. And we've got AI integrating into so many things now, so even in your email inbox. So like it says there, draft emails to your teachers. Not only drafting emails, but organising your emails as well. So organising your inbox. I know that Outlook and Gmail, they've got AI integrated now. So you can tell it, any emails from the school, put in a separate folder. And it will do that for you without you having to click around and work out how to do it. That's
What about those control freaks, a bit like me, who don't want to give those tasks over for fear of they're going to lose that email? Where have they filed that email? Because you can't, well, you could ask it, where have you filed that email?
I think for those people that don't want to fully automate a task, the best way to do it is to ask, what's the quickest way for me to complete this task myself? And it will tell you exactly how to complete it yourself without handing over all of the control. If you don't quite trust it to do it automated, then ask it, is there a quicker way for me to do this? If you're dragging each email one by one, maybe there's a quicker way of doing it, which it will be able to tell you how to do. So there's always a middle ground.
So that's pillar 1. Should we move on to pillar 2?
Yeah.
Which is all about communications and admin. So this is about digital clutter, a bit like what you're just talking about with your inbox, or it could be, I've got about, I don't even think how many photos I have on my phone. But I know there's AI apps that could organise those photos into location, date, year, month, whatever,
Yep.
according to people. But then I think, that AI has now got access to all my photos. There's that danger that's the fear, I think, for people.
Yeah.
Of once you then allow that AI tool to have access to your photos, say sort my photos, you're giving permission, aren't you, over of all your photos. And I suppose that's the fear factor. And that's, I suppose, what you've got to weigh up in terms of time freedom and a task being done.
Yeah, that's correct. And, I think people are always going to be security conscious, especially in today's day and age. But you look at your iPhone photos folder now, and it can identify who's who.
Yeah.
It can tell you by person who's in the picture.
You can actually search, can't you?
Yeah, you can search based on, if you've taken a photo of a document and it says a word on it, then you can search for that word and it's read the document. So this is what I mean when I say
AI is already integrated.
it's already there.
Yeah.
You just have to accept it, because unless you're not going to own a smartphone and you're going to go and live off the grid and you're going to completely reject it, which you are at full ability to do. But if you're going to accept it and you're going to own a smartphone, then you have to accept the fact that that level of privacy from your own personal device, it's not gone, but it's
It's there.
it's there. you just have to protect yourself in terms of having things, you know, the basics like two-factor authentication. You have to have good passwords. We know all of this, and that's how you protect yourself. But trying to push AI away is not a way to keep yourself secure, because it's already integrated within your smartphone anyway.
And like in your inbox, that you know, digital clutter we have, you've got an email that's 14 reply thread. You can literally paste that into AI and say, you know, summarize this for me, extract the 3 concrete action items from this 14 email thread, you know, message. Documents, how many people get so many policy documents and, you know, insurance documents, and you want to go over the fine print, but you don't really know it, and you don't know what to look for, you don't know what the red flags are.
Let me ask you, so when have you ever in your life, Michelle, read the terms and conditions?
On occasions where it's really mattered, I have. But other than that,
you tick the box,
and go,
you say I accept, and that's it, and you move on.
Yeah.
You haven't read what you've just agreed to, but now one thing that I've started doing, you copy and paste the entire terms and conditions into AI and say, summarize this for me, and is there any red flags that I should be aware of?
Or hidden fees.
Or anything that you think that I should be aware of. If you was looking for, you know, things in this terms and conditions document to be worried about, what would you point out? And it will do that for you. So then there you go. You don't have to read the 100-page document anymore.
And the time-sensitive information, like, is there a deadline in that document that says you have to return this and sign by a certain day and date?
Exactly.
So it will help you with that too. So it reads the fine print for you.
Yeah.
It really is your assistant.
Yeah. What's my cooling off period? What's, you know, all of these questions you can ask. And then the best thing about this is once you've done that prompt once, you can just save it and save that prompt, and then every single time, you don't have to type it out again. You just copy and paste it, save it in a document, or, you know, in all of these AI tools, all the chats are saved anyway. So you can just do it again. You just upload another document and say, do the same thing here. And it will do it time and time again for you. So you don't have to worry about these long documents anymore.
So moving on to pillar 3, which is growth and finance, using AI for your own personal research and assistance for growth, personal development, and finance. You know, things like budgeting, or, you know, skill acquisition. You want to learn a new hobby.
So uploading an anonymized bank statement. Obviously, yes, make sure that everything's redacted. Make sure that, you know, you're not giving
Remove your account numbers.
Remove your account numbers, you know, don't give it your security codes or anything like that. But uploading, or there are tools that actually connect via open banking as well. I think, you know, there's one that's quite popular at the moment that's going around that actually scans your bank and tells you where you're spending money that you might not even realize you're spending it.
Money leaks.
Categorize expenses. And identify those convenience money leaks. Are you spending £8 a month that you don't know about? Or is that something that you could spend £4 a month on for the same thing somewhere else?
Or £7 a month with I'm Great.
Yeah. More on that later. Or are there any deals available? Can you switch to another provider? Are there any discount codes that you can apply for your next month? Where can you actually save money? AI can be huge when you're budgeting and you're trying to save money, and also, like on the right hand side, in terms of skill acquisition.
Yeah, it's an incredible tool for skill acquisition, because let's say you want a new hobby and you have no time, so you can tell the AI, I want to learn the basics of a vegetable garden, but I only have 15 minutes a day. So it will then create you a 30-day curriculum for a total beginner living in the Pacific Northwest. So again, it relies heavily on the RCE method.
Yeah.
What's the role you want it to play? What's the context? And what is the E? It's the expectation.
The expectation.
So the role, the context, the expectation.
Yes. And that just goes to show how important the context is, just in that, you know,
The context.
A total beginner living in the Pacific Northwest. For something like gardening, you know, it's going to be different for someone who's living in the UK to someone who's living in South America to someone who's living in Canada. Something like gardening is very location based. So giving it that context, because if you just typed in, I'm trying to learn gardening and I've only got 15 minutes a day. It will give you the generalist answer. But if you specify in the context where you live, well then all of a sudden you've got so much more of a richer answer, because it knows where you are, it knows your climate, and it knows what the ground's like and everything like that. Because AI can scan the whole internet. So it knows based on what it knows. So you have to give it that context, is the key part of prompting any AI.
So now moving on to the next section, and this is about, you know, the transition from active prompting to some passive automation to help then save more time, because, you know, it's about the result, not the software mechanics. The result is we want more time, we want more freedom, but instead of having to then do the work, we want to look at how we can set it and forget it.
Exactly.
System. Yeah?
Yeah, so active prompting AI once, that's great. And having to go back and do it every time, you know, you're still going to save time doing it that way. But actually being able to passively automate a task, well, that's one step even further. So we can talk about something that can do this quite easily for you. So, for example, AI browser extensions. There are free tools that you can add to Chrome or Safari that will instantly summarize a 20-minute YouTube tutorial. How many times have you ever wanted to learn something? Where's the first place you go?
Well, I am great. And then YouTube.
And then YouTube.
I do go Google. I do use Google.
And now, even if you type something in Google, it's just going to give you a YouTube video first.
It will, but it also has built-in AI answers.
Yeah.
So now when you put into your Google search engine, it will spit out an AI answer and ask you if you want more.
Yeah, and sometimes that's even summarized from a YouTube video.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very handy that Google owns YouTube, so obviously they work hand in hand. But when you want to learn something, usually the first place that you'll go for a video demonstration is YouTube, right? But you might not have the time or the patience to watch a 25-minute YouTube video when all you want to do is know how to clear that light off your dashboard, or fix your tumble dryer, or stop your fridge from leaking, or whatever your problem is that you've got at that time. Whereas a simple AI browser extension will instantly summarize that YouTube video and give you a step-by-step list of what that video says. So within 10 to 20 seconds.
Yeah, so you're letting the AI extract that value that you want instantly to save you time.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's just a quick read rather than trying to skip through a 20-minute video.
Does it not feel like cheating? You know, you haven't really sat and watched the video. You haven't really learned. You've just literally been told by some technology the answer. And you haven't arrived there yourself. It's all about time thieves, isn't it? And time freedom, and getting people who are time poor to become time rich. But isn't there that feeling of cheating, not satisfaction? You know, kids are using it in schools to write their assignments, but it's not really their work.
If you were sat in traffic and you had the option to drive around it, would you drive around it, or would you sit in the traffic?
If I had an option to divert to get me to my place to a quicker time, then yes, I'd divert.
Well, that's the way that you've got to think of it. You're not.
That's a great analogy.
You're not taking a shortcut, and you're not. I mean, you essentially are taking a shortcut, but it's not a cheap shortcut. It's a useful shortcut that you're saving time for the important things by automating the non-important things. Is it important? Say your tumble dryer is broken and you need to dry your clothes. You get a
Come and dry my clothes.
You get a 25-minute YouTube tutorial that will teach you exactly how to do it, but you can learn that information in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So now you can dry your clothes 23 minutes faster. That's just the way you have to think of it. Yes, you know, it does feel like you're taking the easy way out, but when you add up these times that you save, you're only getting ahead in your own life. You're only getting ahead of yourself had you not used that tool in the first place.
And passive automation, I know, card companies like Moonpig, I mean, mention them, and Pigeon and Funky Pigeon, you know, all of those. They are building AI into theirs, because I get calendar reminders. So once you buy once and you buy a birthday card for a friend on a certain day, the following year it's such and such's birthday. Are you ready to buy a card? And that's AI automation. That's passive automation, just a reminder. But you can actually set up your own passive automation systems using your own AI tools or your calendars, and set up a gift assistant, for example. So recurring calendar reminder 2 weeks before someone's birthday, your spouse's parents or kids, so someone you know, she's never going to forget people's birthdays. So using them to automate. And when that reminder pops up, using AI to say, hey, my husband's turning 40, he loves golf, he loves obscure history, my budget is £150, give me 5 unique gift ideas, and boom, within seconds, you've got your 5 unique gift ideas. No more last minute stressful shopping.
Exactly, because it can see what's available on, you know, all the different major stores. It can see the price, so it can go out and essentially be your personal shopper, and it can go out and find those obscure gifts.
I hate shopping.
No more generic boxes of chocolate. You know, you can go out and find the gifts that people actually want just by putting an AI tool to work. And yeah, you know, usually you would have to go out and, you know, look for, how long have you spent looking for gifts? You know, hour, 2
or
hours.
just even the ideas.
Yeah.
Like coming up with a creative idea that you buying someone who's got everything. What do you buy them? You know, my mum. You know, what else do you buy your mum and your dad who have everything, who are in their 70s, and you're not. You know, you're running out of ideas. You can't keep buying a candle, or do you not? Yeah, you need ideas. You need some creativity.
Yeah. And look, for your daily sanity, use AI for calendar optimization.
That's a good one.
If you look at the next day on your calendar and you feel overwhelmed, or, you know, if you know that there's something that maybe you've forgotten, or you just look and there's a huge list of to-dos, then type out your commitments and say, look at my schedule for tomorrow. Where can I find a 30-minute block to work out? And give me a high intensity routine that I can complete in that exact window from my living room. And that will actually just free up, I mean, even freeing up your brain space, just to not have to think. You're probably at the end of a long day. It might be 9, 10 o'clock at night, you're looking at the next day, and then all of a sudden you realise, oh, I don't know where I'm going to fit my workout in tomorrow. Well,
it removes that friction of planning, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Or that feeling of overwhelm when someone's got so much to do, they just don't know how they're going to fit it all in. And actually putting it into AI to say, hey, help me with my schedule tomorrow. I feel overwhelmed. Help me prioritize. What can I get rid of? What can be put back to the next day? Exactly,
because what's the alternative of that? You're either going to do that and use AI to help you, or the alternative is
to sit there and go, ah.
Yeah, and you're going to feel overwhelmed, and you're not going to find time to work out, and you'll say, hey, I'll do it tomorrow. And we all know what tomorrow turns into. So it's making that choice between, am I going to work out today, am I going to work out tomorrow with the help of AI, or whether am I going to accept the fact that I've got an overly busy day and I'm not going to work it into my day. And that's the difference between using an AI tool and not using one.
So there's some of the things we've just spoken about: AI browser extensions, gift assistant, calendar optimization. Are just some of the AI automation tools that you could start to use today. So today was all about just a beginner's guide, really, to introducing AI into your life, to simplify your life, to get some time back, to become time rich, not time poor, and you start using and exploring and seeing what works for you. You might still want to write your to-do list, but then take a photo of it and put it into AI to say, prioritize it for me. Because some people still might like that act of writing down, and there you're combining the act of writing with then using AI. So uploading it as a photo could help.
Exactly, and get it to read your to-do list and tell you if there's a way to optimize it, or if there's something that you're struggling with that you want to add to your to-do list, then you can get ideas on that. So you can always enhance and optimize, and that's what this is about. We've gone through some really sort of high level, basic stuff today to show you that anyone can use this, and you might even already be using it and not even realize.
I love the bedtime story one. That's great, isn't it? Featuring your children in their own little story and customizing a story.
Yeah.
That's great. So we've covered a lot in 45 minutes. We've covered so much today, but information without execution is just entertainment. So if you like just watching us and not take any action, keep on just watching us, but it's all about taking action, isn't it? Because information without execution is just entertainment. So we are going to give you the 1 hour challenge. Kane, what is it?
So the 1 hour challenge is, before you go to bed tonight, we want you to choose one repetitive, analytical or stressful task. So like me with the weekly shop, pick something that is repetitive, analytical or stressful, and then delegate the thinking part of it. Just give it a go and see what happens when you delegate the thinking part of that task to an AI using the RCE formula.
Do you know, it'd be really good, wouldn't it, if everyone just focused, because money, people want to find ways of making more money, saving more money, keeping more money. So I think one great task would be is to put your bank account, make sure you redact the information, but putting that in to analyse your expenses, your money leaks, identify your money leaks. That would be a really good one, because how many people actually get time to sift through their bank statements, to sift through their credit card statements and see where their subscriptions are, where they're paying, where they don't need to be paying.
Yeah, exactly.
And analyse expenses. That would be a really good one to do.
And if you don't want to do that, and obviously you are worried about the security aspect of it, just write all your expenses down. It will take you a little bit longer, but then you can feed those into the AI chat, and it will give you the same results.
Yeah, and what's really important is the RCE formula.
Yeah.
So the role, the context,
yeah,
and the expectation.
So act as my financial advisor, analyze all of my expenditures here, and then tell me how I can save money by switching or you wouldn't even need to say that bit. I mean,
identify where I can save some money each month.
Yeah, I mean,
after analysing.
I've got quite good at optimizing my prompts and making them quite long, but realistically, you don't need to do all that. You can just say, analyze my spendings and tell me where I can save money.
Yeah, and you know, by automating, I know some of this work is drudge work and it's boring, repetitive tasks that we don't want to do. This is the task that we want to simplify. These are the tasks we want you to automate. You're becoming more human. You're not becoming lazy.
Yep.
You're actually becoming more human because you're freeing up your time to go and do the things you love doing, spending more time with family, being able to read that bedtime story.
Exactly.
So you're preserving your precious energy for your family.
Exactly, because if you ever had kids and you've tried to make up a bedtime story on the spot, and the bear walked down the road, and you're going to get a much more entertaining story when you prompt an AI properly. And your child's face will light up when they realise that they're the main character.
So what we want you to do is go into the chat and, for one last time, and if you were to get 10 hours back of your time this week, what would you do with it? So Kane, I'm giving you an additional 10 hours. What are you going to do with that time?
With that time, obviously, spend it with my family, spend it with my kids. We all work hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, given an extra 10 hours a week, we're just going to spend it with the people that we love. Obviously, forward planning.
That's like having a 4-day week, 3-day weekend.
Exactly. You've just saved an entire work day. So you could take that and essentially treat it as having a day off.
That's very possible.
Yeah, just by saving 10 hours a week. That's 2 hours a day from a Monday to Friday. So, if your boss told you that you could go home 2 hours early every day, that's essentially what you're doing.
Mm. So do we have anything in the chat facility? Not yet? Perhaps people are just being shy tonight.
We've had ones like this where people are shy. So we'll just continue, and if you've got any questions, please do just pop them in the chat for us.
So that 1 hour challenge.
Yeah, that 1 hour challenge. Tell us what you'd do with that extra 10 hours a week. That if you got that back, what would you do with it?
And we want to leave you with this thought: the future doesn't belong to the smartest person or the person who works the hardest to the point of burnout. The future belongs to the person who knows how to direct the smartest tools. That is about you mastering your future, mastering your life, and giving you back time.
Exactly.
So, automating dull work isn't lazy. You're actually being more human. It's reclaiming your human edge. But the future belongs to those who know how to use and direct and manage the smartest tools.
Yeah, because AI is never going to replace you playing with your kids. It's never going to replace you reading a book. It's never going to replace you, working out, training, going to the gym. It's never going to replace those things, but it can give you the time to do those things more.
So, if you've enjoyed today, I want to introduce our platform to you. Our platform is for free. It's www.iamgreat.co.uk. There is a wealth of resources, courses, tools, community. We even have our own AI coach called Mac, which is my accountability coach, or Michelle and Conroy. One-to-one coaching. There's so much more, but it's a platform where you are not left to your own devices. The community is a network of people that can help you along your journey. If you've enjoyed today, you'll enjoy our other courses, all about our 4 pillars: mindset, money, network, and health. And yeah,
exactly. And in there, you get access to Mac, and that is your AI tool to use and to keep you accountable on your tasks. Is the main use for Mac. But then also you can ask him questions about anything to do with your goals, helping you to set the goals, helping you how to achieve them, and it will give you those answers back and actually keep you accountable for achieving those goals that you've set yourself.
So we want to thank you for showing up for yourselves today, and start reclaiming your life. Get out there, start experimenting, and begin getting back time. Time is of the essence, isn't it?
Time is of the essence, and that is the whole point of everything that we've spoken about today. If there was anything that you take away from today, is the fact that you can save your own time by using these AI tools that we've spoken about. It's not to be feared, it's to be embraced.
Embrace the opportunity.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. We do have,
yes.
Actually, I nearly forgot about this.
Yes.
Thank you, team, for reminding us. But we do have this free downloadable PDF that you can have straight in your inbox. We'll put this into the chat facility. We'll upload this along with the presentation, but it's the I Am Great Simplify Your Life AI Tools Mastery Guide, and it's about leveraging AI to master your mindset, money, network, and health. And in here is a load of tools, of which AI tools you can use. We haven't touched upon, we've spoken about some of the tools today, but this gives you an in-depth guide to the 5 main categories that AI falls into. So assistance, creative tools, productivity, coding tools, and automation platforms. So this gives you a whole plethora of information to simplify your life and get back your time. So download it, get it in your inbox, and just go and have some fun. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for joining myself and Kane. Thank you, Kane, for doing tonight's webinar.
Thank you very much, Michelle, and thank you all for joining, and we hope that you learned a lot.
Thank you.